Greetings, Earthlings! I'm back with a seemingly Razer Seiren ripoff mic review for you guys. So today I'm reviewing this guy, the M-Audio Uber mic, and if you are interested in this mic, it'll set you back around $100 on Amazon. Like always, I'll throw some links down below, and for the majority of this video, I'll be on the cardioid setting with my microphone gain at around 5 or 10%, while the computer's gain is set at 100%. Not going to do any processing, any compression, or any EQ, but I may boost it in post, so check the doobly-doo for that information. Now let's talk about what comes in the box. You're obviously going to get the microphone, which comes with a pre-installed mounting system. You get a rather hefty desktop base mount. You get a microphone stand extender, which goes from 5/8 inch to 5/8 inch. You get a USB cable, and of course you're gonna get some documentation. As far as the build quality, I have zero complaints about this thing. For $100, I think it's perfectly sufficient. The mounting system is a nice heavy metal, and it's also removable. The body is also all metal, and at the top you will find a fine mesh grill, which is where the microphone capsules are. On the front, you'll find an LED screen, which indicates the microphone's gain, the headphone's gain, and what polar pattern you're using. Directly beneath that, you have the headphone volume control. Beneath that, you have a microphone mute button, and at the bottom you have a mixing dial to mix how much of the zero latency monitoring and how much of your computer's playback you want to hear. On the back, the first thing you'll find is a polar pattern selection switch to go between cardioid, bidirectional, stereo, and omnidirectional, and at the bottom you'll find the microphone gain control. Then on the bottom of the microphone, you'll obviously find the USB port, you'll find a 5/8 inch mounting system, and you'll also find a 3.5mm headphone port, which does offer computer playback as well as zero latency monitoring. When we get to the specs, this thing has a cardioid, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo polar pattern, a frequency response of 30 Hz to 20 kHz, a sensitivity of -45 decibels, a max SPL of 120 decibels, a bit depth of 16-bit, and a sampling rate of 44.1 or 48 kHz. Currently, I'm on the cardioid setting, and this is how the microphone sounds. Now I'm on the bidirectional setting, and this is how it sounds. Now I'm on the omnidirectional setting, and this is how the mic sounds. And finally, I'm on the stereo setting, and this is how the microphone sounds. Currently, I'm on the cardioid polar pattern, spinning around the mic to see what the actual polar pattern is, what the off-axis coloration is, and how my voice changes as we move around the microphone's capsule. Still on the cardioid setting, banging on a keyboard with Cherry MX Blues to see how much of my voice versus how much of the keyboard it picks up. 1 foot away from the microphone, 2 feet away from the microphone, and 4 feet away from the M-Audio Uber mic. Now I have the Uber mic connected directly to a Windows 10 PC. My input level is set at +1 decibels, and my microphone gain is set at maybe 10%, and this is how it sounds. So currently the input gain on the computer is set at 100%, and the microphone gain at maybe 10%. I'll drop it to 0 and slowly increase it so you can hear the noise generated by the Uber mic's preamp. 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So currently the gain on the mic is at 25%. My computer's gain is set at 1%. I'll go ahead and increase this so you can hear what kind of noise is generated when you adjust the computer's gain. 25%. 50%. 75%. 100%. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? Yay. So when it comes down to it, this thing is competing directly with mics like the Blue Yeti and the Razer Seiren. In terms of pros, this thing does have a fairly decent build quality, it has multiple polar patterns which are fun to mess around with, and it definitely doesn't have the worst sounding preamps that I've heard in a $100 USB mic. But then in terms of cons, this thing sounds like it has a high pass filter on it which rolls off the bass and ultimately makes it sound thin. And also, if you use the provided desktop stand, you will have to be worried about computer vibrations and desk bumps because this mounting system offers absolutely zero shock absorption. So I think that I've said this with every multi-pattern mic that I've reviewed so far, and that would be before you buy one of these multi-pattern mics, assess if you're actually going to be using all the different polar patterns, and if you're not, if you're only going to be using a cardioid polar pattern, instead of buying one of these multi-function mics, just buy a single microphone that focuses on being a cardioid mic. And the reason I say that is, yeah, this thing does have a lot of features, and it does technically have 4 different polar patterns, but in my opinion, it doesn't execute any of those polar patterns particularly well. But if you are dead set on a multi-pattern USB microphone, I would suggest checking out the Blue Yeti because in my opinion, it is a better sounding microphone, and that's due to the fact that the Blue Yeti doesn't roll off all the low frequencies and it just sounds fuller. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. If you found the video fun, interesting, or helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, thumbs down. If you want to influence what I review next, head over to geeksrising.com/podcastage and cast your votes there. If you want more videos like this, click the logo beneath me, check out the Discord server, link in the description, and I will see you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.